Early intervention and prevention is focused around the prevention of child abuse, neglect, and delinquency in Marion County. And it's a strategic issue not only in our community but across the country, because we want to make sure that our kids are safe and they're protected and they're well cared for, because it's better that children be raised in a family environment and in a safe home environment as opposed to being raised in the public child welfare or juvenile justice system. McCoy plays the role of convener in terms of the Early Intervention and Prevention Initiative. We were asked to lead a strategic planning process and to coordinate all the efforts and the work that goes around the early intervention and prevention for Central Indiana and the entire county. So our role is to pull people together to make sure that the strategic plan is followed, that the projects and the efforts of the EIP initiative are followed through with, that the planning process is in place, and that we are doing the necessary research and data collection. We have several projects for the EIP initiative, and they're typically very large projects that would help to coordinate and build the efforts of the entire community. So the Early Intervention and Prevention Initiative is not seeking to create new things or build new things, but look at what we already have going on in our community and bringing it together. So two very large examples of that are our database project, which is focused on bringing all of the databases, social service databases, together in Marion County and connecting them. So sort of like an Expedia or a Travelocity. So a user would go in through one portal but be able to connect and get information from the various existing databases. The other one is a co-location of services, where we would be looking at bringing research-based and effective models of prevention and early intervention programming under one roof in neighborhoods where there is the most need, so that families don't have to continue to try to run all over the different sides of town to get the services they need. They would be able to come in one building and access a variety of social services to meet those needs, to make sure that their children don't get involved in those systems. We also do advocacy work. We have some awareness raising and prevention training. Stewards of Children is a training that we offer all around the prevention of child sexual abuse, and it's geared towards adults being able to take responsibility for keeping kids safe and protecting them in our community. I am proud of a lot when it comes to the Early Intervention and Prevention Initiative. We put together a very comprehensive and community-involved strategic plan in less than 6 months. We have done a very good job of implementing that plan. We have a lot of community support and community buy-in. We have a lot of partners who are very involved in implementing the various pieces of the strategy. So I think I'm just very proud of the amount of effort and energy that people have committed to making sure that our kids are protected and are safe in terms of preventing child abuse, neglect, and delinquency. The future hopes and goals are just to continue to make sure the work gets done, and that we move all of these very large projects forward, and that at the end of the 2013 period, when we look back at the 3 years, and that it matches up with what we said we would do, and that we have completed hopefully at least that and then lots more. That we are well in the planning phases of a co-location site, that we have that centralized kind of integrated database portal up and running, that we have, as many adults as possible trained on Stewards of Children and protecting our kids against child sexual abuse, and just lots of other stuff. So I think it's a wonderful project and effort, and I think we're well on our way to accomplishing a great deal in bringing service providers in the community closer together to prevent child abuse, neglect, and delinquency. This is a community effort. Even though McCoy is taking the lead on making sure that the work is done and raising awareness and bringing partners together, that we can't do this work without our community partners, without the City of Indianapolis, without the Department of Child Services, without mental health, without the schools being involved. So we continue without all the nonprofit organizations being involved and being committed to this. So we I ask that people continue to be involved, continue to recognize what it is that we're doing, and play a role, because it impacts all of us in a healthy way.